Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Christy Smith and I'm the chair of the Metro Board of Parks and Recreation. I'd like to start today with a quote from Mark Levine. He's the New York City Council member and chairs the committee for Parks and Recreation in New York City. I believe it really embodies how we feel about our park system here. Levine says, "We have to push back on the idea that parks are a luxury and an amenity. We have to make the case they're an essential service for all and they contribute much to the economic and environmental health of our city. We should be describing our parks as an essential infrastructure. They promote social capital and community building." It's a privilege today for me to welcome you here on this beautiful Friday afternoon to Centennial Park, the crown jewel of our city's park system and one of the most iconic landmarks in the South. I'd like to start by thanking each of you for your time. You took time out of your workday away from your families and potentially visiting this park to come today to this great announcement. I'd like to thank Metro Parks, the board and the staff, the Conservancy board and staff, our elected government officials today, and our HCA family. I say family because HCA has such a long-standing history of support of parks and our community. I'm honored here to be joined by our wonderful mayor, Megan Barry, Andrew Bird, who is helping to lead the capital campaign for Centennial Park improvements, and Paula Van Slyke, board chair for the Conservancy. We are here to share some exciting news about the future of Centennial Parks. Metro Parks, the mayor's office, and the Conservancy share a unique partnership and vision for Centennial Park. Many of you were here with us around 3 years ago when we announced the first renovations. Phase 1 began with an $8 million public-private partnership. Cockrell Springs up front has now been uncovered after a century underground. It's the centerpiece of our new pedestrian entrance to the park. Musician's Corner has just completed its first full season in its permanent new home. It's a remarkably intimate setting that draws our community together, and we can enjoy some of the world's top musical talent. Lake Watauga has been cleaned and is now fed fresh, clean water captured from Cockrell Springs up front. The Parthenon has been adorned with native new landscaping and a re-engineered parking area. All of these amazing new features of Centennial Park are just a taste of what's in store, and that's why we've asked you to be here and join us today. I'm pleased to announce that we are to begin a second phase, an even more comprehensive phase, of Centennial Park's restoration. In a moment, Andrew Bird, who's been instrumental in this important project by garnering support from our private sector, will share with you some of the wonderful details included in the plans for this next phase. But first, it's a tremendous honor to introduce you to our mayor, Megan Barry. Right behind me. There is no greater champion of our parks, and Centennial Park in particular, than our mayor. She has worked closely with our department, Metro Parks, the Conservancy, in shaping the future of Centennial Park, and what an exciting future it is. Her comprehensive vision of community, social equality, and connectivity will and is transforming Nashville every day. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce my friend, Mayor Barry, who will tell you more about the future of this park and why we're here today.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you so much. Thank you. It is wonderful to be with all of you today, and thank you, Christy, for all that you do, and also thanks to the rest of the Parks Board, and of course to Director Tommy Lynch and his leadership of our beautiful park system. I also want to thank the Conservancy, led by the board chair, Paula Van Slyke, you're going to hear from her in a second, and President Sylvia Rappaport. Centennial Park and the Parthenon would not be here today without the help of the private sector, and the Conservancy has been a crucial building block in that. Centennial Park is the perfect symbol of what Nashville is as a community. We have the iconic Parthenon, which is in the back here. It's one of Nashville's most photographed symbols, but Centennial Park is an urban oasis that represents our diverse community every day. It's a place where we celebrate art and entertainment and culture and health, wellness, history, education, music, and the environment. And we all love Centennial Park. We all have our own memories of coming here, from picnics to Shakespeare in the Park to feeding the ducks or just strolling through the Parthenon. But our city is growing at an unprecedented pace, and our beloved park is as popular as ever. In fact, so much so that it is being worn out from being overloved. That is why this project is so important, because tomorrow's Centennial Park will elevate the future generations of park goers, and it's going to be designed like nothing you've ever seen. As Christy mentioned, you've already seen some of the initial phases. Cockerel Spring has been uncovered. We've also got our new pedestrian entrance, and you can bring your children to play in that beautiful spring water, or go over to Musician's Corner, go for a jog, or see the new suffragette monument. And that's the first phase of the renovation. It is the front door to our park, but the next phase that we're here to discuss today is going to be the living room. It's the heart of the park, the expansive area that has been a focal for our community interaction for generations. That's going to include the Great Lawn, the band shell, Lake Watauga, and it means that we need your help, because this is a significant investment in our future. With that in mind, we included $5 million in this year's capital spending plan for this, and I'm happy to announce today that I will include the same amount for each of the next 2 years. That means, subject to Metro Council approval, that the city will commit to $15 million to make sure that Centennial Park becomes a 21st century green space that remains a jewel for this amazing park system for generations to come. And I'm very pleased to announce that HCA, one of Nashville's most outstanding corporate citizens and the next door neighbor to this park, has also committed $5 million to this project. And I just want to say thank you. Chairman and CEO Milton Johnson behind me is here today, and HCA is always very generous, and this is a first step in making sure that our park is amazing. With HCA's commitment and the generosity of some of our other community partners, we have more than $7 million pledged from the private sector for this important project. That's more than $22 million to make sure that the public can enjoy this park for years to come. So having that tremendous energy and support from the business community and the private sector is going to make our public space incredible. Because of our shared love of this space, together, we're going to continue to invest in Nashville, to continue to make it the world-class city that it is for years and years to come. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce to you one of the great leaders of our business community, Andrew Bird, and he's going to share some more details about this amazing private-public partnership and what it means for the next phase of the park. He and his wife, Marianne, have been among the chairs of the capital campaign for our park. But Andrew's connection is even stronger than that, because he is a descendant of John Thomas, who was the president of the 1897 Centennial Exposition of Tennessee, which actually began the Centennial Park and brought 2 million people to Nashville in just 6 months. Now, can you even imagine that? Not bad for the 19th century. So, Andrew, come on up.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor Berry. We're very lucky to have Mayor Berry heading up our city with the way that she understands both business and the necessity of delivering a quality of life to all of our citizens. I think that, let me just take 1 second and introduce my wife, Marianne, and also to thank Aubrey Harwell, Ellen Martin, Hope Stringer, the fellow members of our capital campaign who have done an excellent job raising and continuing to raise money from the business community. Because if you look around and if you look at this city and you see that how difficult it is to get around downtown, if you look at the growth that we're enjoying in this area, the more and more people that are moving into this area, it makes this 120 acres that constitute this park more and more important to the quality of life and the people of Nashville. And so I think this public-private partnership is something that we can all be proud of as we work together with the city, with HCA, with its magnificent $5 million gift, and with the other gifts that we are garnering from the business community, from foundations, from individuals, and through a large public plan to raise money for the parks. I think that it really shows you how important quality of life and this connection between the business community and between the and the basic people of the city of Nashville is. With that, let me mention just the new plans that are underway, starring Thomas Waltz, who's here, with Nelson Bird Waltz, who's one of the outstanding landscape architects in the country. This park over the next few years is going to be renovated and added as part of the context of Nashville, in which we can truly be proud of the quality of life that we're able to deliver to the people that live in this region, but the people that live all over this city, in terms of the 2 million visitors a year who come to this park today. We have events on this ground right here that represent 50,000 people a weekend will be coming to this park. If you look at this and you think about the first step that we've taken to open Cockrell Springs and how well that's done, if you think about the $30 million campaign that we're engaged in and how that'll open up this lawn, the great lawn, it's like having our own central park here in Nashville in terms of what we're able to provide to people. There'll be alleys down this way and down this way that'll give access to the area, that'll be absolutely beautiful with oak trees and hickory trees and the things that we're able to provide to the people. We're also going to take Lake Watauga, and I don't know if you guys are like me, but I spent a lot of time feeding those ducks when I was a kid, and I know there's tens of thousands of people all across this community that have fed those ducks and have added so much to the historical life. This place, Centennial Park, it's like a family portrait. It's like a family portrait of the city of Nashville. What we're going to be able to do to Lake Watauga to be able to significantly increase the landscaping around that lake, what we're going to do with HCA's help to significantly enhance the band shell. This place is a magnet for people, be it the Shakespeare Theater, be it other uses that this park has. And with that, let me just take this opportunity to introduce Paula Van Slyke, who's the board chair for the Conservancy and for the Parthenon and for Centennial Park, who's going to share as a Nashvilleian, the history of the park and how much she and the rest of our team loves this park. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. The work that Andrew and the other capital campaign leaders have done in generating private support for the Centennial Park Master Plan has been incredible and is truly appreciated. Mayor Berry, thank you so much for your leadership and for the city's commitment to ensuring that Centennial Park receives the much needed attention that it deserves. Centennial Park has been a magnet for community interaction throughout the years. We've already seen the effects of the first phase of park renovations. Children playing in the water at Cockrell Spring, the crowds gathering to hear music at Musician's Corner, people playing Frisbee on the new front lawn of the Parthenon, and wildlife thriving in a clean, fresh Lake Watauga. Every Nashvilleian has an investment in this park. Maybe you exercise here, you meet your friends here to play beach volleyball, you bring visitors to the Parthenon, you come to watch Shakespeare, or you come to celebrate music at Musician's Corner. Centennial Park truly is the people's park. We now need Nashville to join us in celebrating Centennial Park and to help us in our efforts to secure its future. Today, the Conservancy is launching a public campaign called Picture Your Park, and we invite everyone to participate in this park's transformation. Through the campaign website, pictureyourpark.com, and the Conservancy's social media channels, Picture Your Park encourages Nashvilleians to support the Centennial Park of the future. Centennial Park has been a place of life and activity for over a century, and a respite from the bustle of city life. I am confident that with the support of Nashville's generous community, we can ensure that our park continues to be used and loved for generations to come. I encourage everyone who participates in the wide range of Centennial Park activities and programs to get involved. We ask that you now give back to Centennial Park, a place that has given us all so much. Please go to pictureyourpark.com and consider making a donation of any size. It will be very much appreciated. Thank you again for joining us here today, and we'll see you in the park.